students, welcome to e-learning session. Today we will study grammar chapter 15 simple future tense. What is tense? Tense is a change of form in a verb to express the time of an action. Based on the time frame, the verb tenses may be categorized according to the time frame: present tense, past tense and future tense. Children, in previous video you have studied about the past tense. Now in this video we will study about the future tense. So let's see what is future tense. The future tense is a verb tense used for a future activity or a future state of being. For example, I will jump in the lake means future means what is going to happen. Still it has not happened. It will happen. So that will be called as your future tense. We use will or shall to express the future tense. We also use going to express future time. We use will when we are making plans for the future. When we want to make plan for the future, that time we are using will. Example, I will complete this assignment over the weekend means it is just a plan, still it has not been completed. So it is a future plan. So in future we have to use will or shall or going to form. We use will or shall to show actions or events that will happen in the future. My sister will go to college next year means yet she has not gone. She will go. So again it is a future event. We also use will and shall to make an offer or a promise. When we want to make offer to anyone, that time we are using will or shall. Or when we are promising someone, that time we are using will or shall. Example, shall I help you carry your bags? Means he is offering the help. So that time we have to use shall. I will help you to study for the test. We use the verb going to express what has been definitely planned for the future. We generally use going to for the plans that we are certain about. She is going to leave for Gangtok next Sunday means it is certain, it is definite that it will happen. So that we are using going to form. We can use both will and going to for expressing predictions. Predictions means अंदाजा लगाना. India will win the match against Australia. See children, it is never decided that who will win the match. It is always decided at the end of the play. So it is just the prediction that India will win the match against Australia. So we use will and going to for expressing prediction. We can use will and going to for expressing facts. Example, the flight will depart at 5:30 a.m. We can use will and going to for talking about scheduled events. Scheduled events means which is going to take place every day, which is scheduled, which the timetable is fixed. Example, the show will begin at 7 p.m. So it is a fixed timetable that every day the show will begin at 7 p.m. So to show that we are using will and going to form. Now let's see the rule, and first we will see the rule of positive sentence, that is will plus base form of the verb, or you can use shall plus base form of the verb, or you can use be plus going to plus base form of the verb. Children, be it is given, so you have to use the present forms of the verbs, that is are and am. So first you will use is plus going to plus base form of the verb, or you will use are plus going to plus base form of the verb, or you will use am plus going to plus base form of the verb. Now we will see the rules of negative sentence. Children, negative means always you have to add not, then your sentence becomes negative. So above rule in positive you see will plus base form of the verb is given. So same here you have to use will not, or you can use the short form, that is want plus base form of the verb. Shall not, or you can use shan't plus base form of the verb. Same way, be plus not plus going to plus base form of the verb. Again I am explaining, be you have to use the present form of be, that is, are, am. So see the example, is not going to come, are not going to visit. So be you have to use present form of be, that is, are and am. Next, when yes no questions. Now children, there are two types of questions. One are WH question and one is yes no question. Now pay attention and understand the difference between yes and no. Suppose, for example, I ask you, do you like ice cream? So you will give me answer in yes or no. So that will be called as your yes no question. But if I ask you, where do you live? So you will not give me answer in yes or no. So that will be called as WH question. So now when there are yes or no question, you have to always use the auxiliary verb, that is will or shall or the forms of be first at the beginning of the sentence. So you now see the rule, will plus subject plus base form of the verb, or you can use shall plus subject plus base form of the verb, or you can use be plus subject plus going to plus base form of the verb. Now when your questions are beginning with WH words, that is why, when, what, where, which, how and so on, that cannot be answered with yes or no. So you have to apply this rule, that is question word plus will plus subject plus base form of the verb. Now question form means you can take when, then you have to use will, that is will, subject, that is whatever is given in the sentence, here it is given I, base form of the verb it is given grow, and then whatever the extra words are given, and you have to complete the sentence. And children, remember, question mark is very compulsory in both of these types, yes no question and WH words question. Now everywhere in the rules you have seen base form of the verb. So now understand, there are three forms of verbs: base form, past tense and past participle. So everywhere in future tense you have to use base form of the verb, that is V1 also you can tell. So children, remember, you have to use V1 form everywhere. Roll, rolled, rolled. Plan, planned, planned. Look, looked, looked. Break, broke, broken. Run, ran, run. Come, came, come. Swim, swam, swam. Fly, flew, flown. Buy, bought, bought. And one more thing, children, you note it down, that whenever your subject is I and we, that time most probably we are using shall, and in other subjects most probably we are using will. Hope you all understood the video. Thank you.